You're live at Tiggy Winkle's, the world's biggest and busiest wildlife hospital. You're live. Actually, I'm live. Unfortunately, most of my friends in America may be still asleep. But I just thought I'd take this opportunity to say I'm back in the UK and I'm going to be on live showing you behind the scenes at Tiggy's and what goes on here. At the moment, well, it's quite quiet today. Look, here's a list of what's in today. And we have 1,003 patients. 1,003 patients. These are all sorts of animals that are brought in. These are wild animals that don't have owners. We have things like from the smallest little mouse to the biggest deer, from a tiny little bat to a huge eagle. Everything that comes in here is treated free of charge and released back into the wild. We started it years ago because nobody was doing it. Nobody looked after British wildlife. People looked after dogs and cats, horses and cattle and stuff like that, and did brilliant jobs. But my father found an injured animal, took it to a local vet, and the vet didn't know where to start because it was a wild animal. They weren't trained on how to look after British wildlife at university. So, well, that was it. He started it. We had our, let me show you this, royal opening in 1991. It was my job to go out and get the money donated and to build this place. And it's now a huge, sprawling place full of animals and full of happy, smiling, working people. Morning. Morning. Offices full of people with computers and machines that go ping. But other things to see. I thought this morning I should sort of take you down and show you a few bits and pieces that are going on. Haven't really prepared for it, but it's kind of live and more fun, isn't it? Over the coming months, I'll be showing you, well, the babies are due to appear soon. You get all the young fox cubs and the badgers and the stuff like that. They're really cute and cuddlies. Hopefully going out on a few rescues, because when people have a car accident, for example, run over a deer, sorry, I have to make sure I don't get anybody's face in this, then, somebody has to go out, rescue the animal, triage it, and we have wildlife paramedic teams that go out and do that. Again, free of charge. We're a charity, it's what we do. And then we bring it back here and it gets the best veterinary care available anywhere in the world. Good morning, how are you?
Hello.
Although we haven't got many, we've got babies, we've got a few. Have a quick look in here.
Yeah, they did get in a couple of days.
Oh, you've got one there. Do you mind if I just film that? I won't get you in it.
It won't be very helpful, I don't suppose.
Okay, it's just a quick look. There we are. You see that? Oh, bless.
Come on, produce it.
Produce it.
Do you want it?
This is a baby squirrel, and baby squirrel has just come in with a few family members, as you can see, fallen out of the nest. I hope you can see that. And they can't go to the toilet for themselves, which is, really uncomfortable. So what we do to empty the bladder is we stimulate bits and pieces, their bits and pieces, with a cotton bud whilst we're feeding them, and they are able to then go to the loo. So it's very nice. But this, that particular unit, the mammal unit, will be full because we're starting to get fox cubs in now and other bits and pieces. In here is the one of the baby bird units. And as you can see, we have all sorts of things. They're quite big babies, it has to be said. At the moment, there seem to be a lot of pigeons in here. Oh, some ducklings. Hello. Tweet, tweet, tweet. More pigeons. More pigeons. And we have empty aviaries and cages ready for today's onslaught. On a busy day, you can get anything up to 100 patients. And so we have to prepare. They tend to come in between 5 p.m. at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. So we have to operate 24 hours, which is exhausting. This is this is our X-ray suite, and kind of difficult because we have to X-ray things that are very tiny and some things that are very huge. So we have morning, gang. We have screens dotted around. This is where the vets and the nurses work. Digital X-ray screens which pop up the pictures in each of the theatres. So it's instantaneous, which is really cool. In the old days, we used to have to do this. You get your film out and you develop the film. It took forever. Right, so in there's another operating theatre. In here's the prep room. I think we've got a casualty coming in, which is the reason I went live, which hopefully we can walk. Hey, good morning. Hopefully we'll be able to see. Let's go in here. Let's have a look and see what came in last night. These are last night's, guys. Let's see, we have a little pheasant. What's coming there? Hiya. And beneath the pheasant, what are you? You're a crow. Hello, crow. Yeah, that's good. Each of the cages, and there are hundreds and hundreds of stainless steel cages of various shapes and sizes, they each have to be stripped down and cleaned every day. So a dedicated team of staff and students who do that. The guy in the corner, if you can look over my shoulder, is a buzzard. It's a European buzzard. Yeah, and we'll leave him alone because he's a little bit skittish. Some birds are skittish. Good Lord, you look like a big herring gull. Mine. So yeah, very exciting. Don't know where this... We had something coming in. I think it was a deer. Somebody said it was a deer rescue. I thought, I'll just go live, what the heck. Okay, hiya. You're a red kite. You're a badger. Okay, let's see. In here, I'll turn this round. In here are a couple of red kites. There are lots of red kites around here. They're beautiful, majestic birds soaring in the sky with a big fork in their tail. So you can see them dancing and prancing in the sky. They're really gorgeous. Got a little guy here, we've got a little fox in here. He came in, let's have a look. Each patient has a patient card, just like in a human hospital. And unfortunately, I can't read the handwriting to see what happened. Oh, he was trapped in a grain store for 2 days. So obviously he's chased a rat in there to try and eat and get some dinner for himself. Yeah, he might have eaten a bit too much grain or just been generally down and out. And what happens is when our wild animals down and out, just before they die, they tend to take themselves away somewhere quietly, so he might have done that. Most of the casualties that come in here are on their last legs because they put up a brave fight. You know, I'm super tough, stay out of my territory, even when they've got broken limbs and bits and pieces. So he may have done that. They come in here, and as you saw, he's looking up at me now. Hiya. Beautiful eyes, beautiful eyes. Always a bad sign is when you have a cage like that, it's all lovely and clean. That's never a good sign. When they've been in a cage and they've ripped it to shreds, you know they're starting to feel better. But yeah, gosh, you're big. It's another foxy fox. You look like you've got a knackered eye there. You see where his leg's been shaved, where they've had to drip him. When he came into us, I remember this one coming in. When he came into us, he not only could he not stand, but he was completely down and out, we call it. His pulse was almost negligible. There's another one there, look. I think there's a little badger. Good sign. Look, you see, he's got disturbed all his nesting material, and now he's sleeping nocturnally, as he should be. I wonder if this deer's got it yet. Morning. Thanks. That's okay. Oh, an automatic door that's not automatic because it just tried to shut on me. Outside here, you can see some of our hundreds and hundreds of banks of aviaries. We have everything here from swans to seals and otters that are treated outside. They have their own pools. Very nice. I wouldn't mind one for myself in the summer, to be honest. Don't think it's going to happen. But it goes on for miles, this place. There's so many patients here, it's incredible. I wonder if this door doesn't work then. Does this door not work anymore? Yes, press the button, look, automatic doors. Right, okay. So I don't know if the Wi-Fi is still here. Hopefully it is. While we're waiting for the casualty to come in, then we've got a laboratory here. Lots of machines that go ping. When we started, and pretty much up until this point, there's nowhere that had the correct treatment for wildlife patients. Like, nobody had bothered to look at the research as to what antibiotics actually work on a hedgehog or a badger or an owl. So since day one, we've logged everything we've learned over the years, and we disseminate the information throughout the world. I've been to, let's think, Tufts in Boston. My father went to Wildlife Hospital in Russia. We've been to Malta, Switzerland, Maryland. I've been to Maryland a few times, and also Miami in Florida, where there are other wildlife hospitals, and we share our findings because it's really nice to be able to share observations. When we find out a drug that works particularly well, we let our friends over the pond know. Okay, this is one of the bird rooms, and there's all sorts here from. Is that a coot? There's a moorhen. There's a moorhen there, and there's a. Oh, you're gorgeous, big old crow. Mr. Pheasant and Mrs. Pheasant. There's a gull, there's lots of gulls. Oh, up the top there, it's Britain, it used to be our most common bird of prey, which is called kestrel. That's a boy kestrel with a grey head and brown wings. They come into us, they've been run over by cars, occasionally been poisoned, and so on and so forth. Pigeons, things. Don't know where this deer's got to. I wonder if I can just go live 24/7. It's an isolation and an ICU right there. Again, you can see these banks of beautiful stainless steel cages. Do you know every stainless steel cage costs $1,000? That's a little square one, and we've got hundreds over the years. We make them last, obviously. These are small mammals. But it's extremely expensive, and that's why we are a charity and we don't receive any government funding or any lottery funding or have television adverts or anything like that. Ooh. Oh, there's a little bunny who is, hello, are you supposed to be black? Oh, cute. And there's the other bunny in the straw behind, or the hay behind. Small mammals, we do get quite a few in, the small bunnies. We also get weird stuff in. So in here, oh, let's have a look. Oh, there's some frogs and toads. I don't know if you guys can see, but over there, just in front of the rock and to the left, is one of our ribbiting friends. We also get, okay, I won't show you in case there's anybody a bit jumpy, but we also get snakes and spiders and other bits and pieces come in. So I won't show you those. But everything gets treated the same. Everything's given a chance. Do you want to go in the hedgehog room? I knew you would, because it stinks. Have a look at these. We have got 50 billion hedgehogs in. We've got so many hedgehogs in, it's unbelievable. It's what we're known for. It's what we call Tiggy Winkles. It's kind of a play on words. Hello there. Hello. These guys come in everything from caught in drains to, that's cute. Caught in drains, run over by cars, caught by dogs. Some of the more dangerous dogs will have a go at a hedgehog. There's nothing that eats it in the wild apart from a badger. So obviously a badger's got enormously strong front paws and legs and jaws and can eat a hedgehog. Apart from that, they wander around. Very small, flat brain. Don't want to be personal. I love hedgehogs, but very small, flat brain. So not the smartest guys in the world. But, you know, everything with the card here. Let's have a look, see what's coming. Found underweight, because they have to be a certain weight to get through hibernation during the winter. Let's have a look. Can't read the handwriting. What we could do with this little iPad-y thing so that nurses can come along, scan an animal, and then type in, and then their handwriting wouldn't be so terrible. What do we got? Lungworm. Oh, that's an awful thing. This guy in here, you see, not feeling very well. Clean, tidy cage. He'll have a lungworm. We can treat that easily with a drug, but they rattle like they've been smoking cigarettes and going out of fashion. All right. Just killing time. Morning. Let's see if anything's in prep yet. Well, they're getting ready. If you can have a look here, this is something my dad invented. It's a true story. This is a deer trolley, because deer have 4 very dangerous pointy legs which flail out all the time. So we pop the 4 legs in here, we strap the deer in, and ready for the deer that's arriving are all of the bits and pieces, the tapes and everything else. Very exciting times. All right, what have we got? Hello. I'm gonna go back up to reception and see if there's anything. Let's have a look. Upstairs there's a visitor centre and there's all sorts of other things to see. There is somewhere to visit at Tiggy Winkles. Obviously you can't go to the hospital and see the patients because they're poorly. But there is an area where a few of our permanent patients stay with us. Perhaps they can't be returned to the wild. For example, a blind hedgehog, maybe with 3 legs, not going to do too well in the wild, but he can live out a very happy life here. So that's kind of what happens. Oh, what have we got? Okay, we just had a casualty come in. So, without showing the member of public, casualties come in. Gentleman just brought a cardboard box or a bit of cloth in with a patient. Happens 24/7. The nurses will come straight up and grab the patient and whisk it down. There's our visitor centre over there. So, sorry guys, I don't know what happened to this deer. There were 2 due in. What happened to those deers?
They're still on the way.
They're still on the way?
Yeah, one should be imminent.
One's imminent.
10 minutes.
An imminent deer. Not a muntjac deer or a fallow deer or a roe deer. An imminent deer. That's a private joke for all you vets and nurses out there. Yeah. So, showing the feet. A nurse has gone up there with a box to transport the pheasant that's just come in. Actually, we'll follow it through. There's a partridge. Shouldn't he be in a pear tree? Thanks. Right, so the member of the public will be back there now. He'll be filling his forms and details out while the veterinary team are now taking over. It's triage. Patient gets seen immediately, which is nice. No waiting lists, no nothing like that. Come straight in here, and the nurse here will work out exactly whether the vet needs to see, whether the patient needs to go straight into theatre, or whether the patient just needs stabilising, calming, giving fluids, and so on and so forth. So let's have a look. Can I just... You carry on, I'm not getting in your way.
No, it's fine.
You have a little listen with the stethoscope. No good? Oh, it doesn't look very good for this one. We'll see how we get on. But we'll come back and check on later. It's often with some birds, you see, they fly very low. Partridge is one of these birds that belt across the roads in front of cars and go boom. And it's a real pain in the bum. Sparrowhawks do it as well. Pheasants, why would you breed a bird that big that flies that slow? Oh dear. And they fly, and we get them here. But we do give them the very best care available anywhere in the world. Nurse them back to health and return to the wild. Cool. Don't know where these deer are. I'm getting hungry. Right, back up to... So, should we go outside? Go outside. I'll probably get no Wi-Fi signal, but I'll have a quick look around the visitor centre and see if there's anything going on. Morning, Postie. No postman. Keeps him busy. This is our little shoppy thing. It's very good. And the visitor centre team here. This is the visitor centre. I'll do a video here when it's a little bit more sunny and not freezing and yucky. But it gives a chance for members of the public to come in, have a cup of tea, and have a look at some of our permanent patients. And we have a badger viewing area where they can stay inside a badger set, which is really cool. And there are also gardens here to show children how to develop your own garden to be safe and environmentally friendly. And there's a lot of gardens. I expect I've got no Wi-Fi signal, so it's just a crackly mess now. But very exciting. There's even a little bit like a little children's play area. Very nice. Down there is the Miriam Burnett Education Centre. A great friend of mine's, sadly, he passed away in a helicopter crash recently. His mum and I were great friends, and she loved wildlife. She was a Canadian-American English lady, and she sponsored the whole education unit and classroom down here years ago, and Charles, her son, absolutely adored it, and he stayed friends with us until sadly he passed away a month and a half ago. Still very sore, so I'm not going to talk about it. But okay, this is the badger viewing area. So you can see these interpretation boards, and you can see areas here where badgers, in theory, will come out, and you can see them, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty groovy. We have this here where the humans are penned in, and the animals can or can't come out if they wish. So sometimes people come along and they go, "I didn't see a badger," and I'm saying, "We're really sorry, but that's what the badger wants." I was going the other way. 20-minute live stream. Good Lord. It's when people say to you, "Colin, there's something coming in. You've got 5 minutes, go live." Or we're going on a really dramatic rescue. It's going to be helicopters and police escorts. And then 2 hours later, you're finally out on it. There's a pond here. A lovely little man-made pond where we have herons and gulls and geese. See, when an animal's been treated in the hospital, it has to come outside to harden, rehabilitate, ready for release. And as I said, most important thing for us is to get everything back to the wild. That is the rule. Let's have a look through. We're still in the visitor centre where the general public can come and have a look at stuff. There's a little orthopaedic suite here, where there's lots of little bony things: swift, snipe, mole. There's a mute swan. Yeah, loads of stuff. Again, it's over the years, when we have lost a patient, we've kept the skeletons, and then when we're training veterinary surgeons who've never seen a skeleton of a bat before, we go, "There you go, there's one, there's a humerus, there's a tibia, nibia, banana. This is the... Through here, you saw me in there earlier, through here is where the general public can come and look through this special glass to see what we're doing in the mammal nurseries. I was in there with the squirrels, do you remember? Yeah. It's a way of showing some of our work that doesn't in any way impinge on our patients. Our patients are prime directive. That's why nobody can get into the hospital, except me and you. Right, let's go back to reception. I'm going to give up on this live stream. It's raining, by the way. I'm freezing cold. I just had my hair cut, so now it's hit my bald spot. It's really chilly. Right. Morning. Okay. Nope, nothing coming, no. But importantly, little things that people don't realise is that trolley loads of newspapers are brilliant because we need them to line the cages and stuff. So when people come around and donate them, we're very grateful. Thank you very much for whoever brought those in. No swat, no deer, no. Gosh. Oh, well. I think I'll try again later. But look, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to my inane drivel. It'll be all right and fine and dandy on the night. I can just recommend that you tune in at least once a week. And I'll be going live once a week, especially through the summer, because there's been so many patients in. It's going to be really exciting. Excuse me. And if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel, unless you already have done, or share the fact that Tiggy Winkles UK is out there, that would be awesome, because if we can get a load of subscribers to tune into our videos and stuff, then eventually, when you get enough people, YouTube will give a donation to the charity. So that would be really great if you could. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in, and I'll be back as soon as these deer arrive. Thanks very much. Bye now.